we tried to voice our concerns to the athletic department, we were told that him being on our team and being in our locker room was a non-negotiable. And we were offered psychological services to educate us on why we should be comfortable with undressing in front of a man. We were told continually that us women were the problem and that it was up to us to move over and shut up and make room for this male athlete. That is what I dealt with while in this experience. And we went on and watched Leah Thomas, formerly Will, go on and win an NCAA championship and beat out accomplished female athletes. The girls who placed second, third, and fourth to him in the event that he won at the NCAA championship were Olympic medalists. This is what we're dealing with. It's not controversial to believe that men and women are different. It's not controversial to understand and see the differences between men and women. And the reason I speak so passionately about this is that I think everyone has a place in sports. It just needs to be done in proper sex-based categories. And why should we bother having a women's category if we cannot define what a woman actually is? And that's really what this comes down to. And if people disagree with this legislation, that's fine, but you should make the argument to just get rid of women's sports entirely, because that is essentially what you're doing by not understanding the differences between men and women. I saw what happened to me happen to many women across this country, across various sports. I'm sure there's others that you will hear from, not just today, but through these stories of what's gone on in this country. And I think the bottom line is women are women and men are men, and that's okay. And if we have a women's category, it deserves to be protected. And especially so in the age group categories when young girls come up and want to become college athletes. If they're forced to compete against men and lose their opportunities, they will be unable to do that in college, and they will lose the benefits of what sports has done for so many women. I would not be the person I am today if it weren't for my opportunities in sports from elementary school all the way through college. And that is, again, why this is so important. This is about the next generation of female athletes, and they deserve to be protected. And this is something that goes beyond political party. I've seen so many people across different backgrounds, different walks of life come together and support my viewpoint on this issue. And so I just wanted to say, again, it's something I went through, but now I speak to why it's so important. No women in this country, especially in the state of Delaware, ever experiences this again. And the last thing I just want to say is thank you to the brave individuals that have fought for this, especially in a state like Delaware, where there's not a lot of representation and a lot of people pushing for this. So I just wanted to say I appreciate the fact that this is even being heard. So thank you, really, everyone, for their time.
Thank you, Ms. Scanlon. And so I know that I said at the beginning of the meeting that we have 2 hours, and we do. However, we want to make sure that we leave enough time at the end for public comment. So I was just going to ask Senator Richardson, do you think that for your remaining expert witnesses, you could ask them to try to limit their comments to 5 minutes or so?
Yeah,
okay.
I'll do that.
Thank you.
I do have a question for Paula, or observation. Paula, I think that you said that at the beginning you were afraid to talk, or you're just told not to speak about this issue. Is that correct?
Yes, we were specifically told that him being on the team was a non-negotiable. So it was up to us to either get on board or just be quiet about it altogether. That is what the University of Pennsylvania, where I attended, told us anytime we raised concerns on this issue.
Now, a number of people are starting to speak out. A number of people have got the courage now to speak out, and you're one of those. And I appreciate your testimony. Does anyone else on the committee have any questions? Okay, Paula, I guess we're going to move on, but thank you very much for your testimony. I appreciate it very much.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you, guys.
Understood. That's okay.
Okay,
okay. Senator Lawson is leaving to go to another committee.
Yeah. For those on live stream should know that we're losing committee members because we have conflicts with other committee meetings, but it's not because there's not an interest, I don't believe. I just think it's just some conflicts. The next person I'd like to have elevated would be Macy Petty. She's a former female athlete who played against a man and now works full-time for the CWA and she advocates for fair play. So
Okay,
that's,
Macy Petty?
Hi, yes, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
yes, and can you?
Wonderful. Well, good afternoon. Like he said, my name is Macy Petty, and I am the state legislative strategist at Concerned Women for America. And I'm also a former NCAA volleyball player. Thank you all so much, specifically to you, Chairwoman and members of the Senate Education Committee, for your attention to SB 215. This is an issue that really hits close to home for me, not just because I represent the 500,000 CWA members who see men stealing women's athletic opportunities every day, but because I almost lost my opportunities and dreams of playing college volleyball because a man was unfairly allowed to compete on our courts. I set that goal of playing NCAA volleyball at a very early age. I decided I was willing to do anything to compete at the next level. I was that girl who never got to go to prom, spent every weekend traveling the country for volleyball tournaments, and of course, worked hours in the gym to increase my vertical even another inch. I would imagine many of you know or have young girls who have had this same kind of hustle. But when an opportunity finally came for me to show off these skills to the college scouts, I was placed up against a man with unconquerable advantages. I was absolutely shocked and confused. This was 8 years ago now. And there were plenty of opportunities for him to compete on the men's courts on the other side of the convention center, where it's already been stated the nets are over 7 inches higher than our female nets. Now, by the grace of God, no one was seriously injured, though that has happened. But I did witness how dangerous it really is to ignore the true and immutable differences between our sexes. It didn't matter what this young boy was facing emotionally. By letting him bypass the rules of the game, meaning that boys have to play on the boys' teams, USA Volleyball jeopardized every single one of us girls' safety and opportunity, and of course, mocked our design as women, and there was nothing that we could have done. So I am urging you, every member of this committee, to please take swift action to make Delaware a place where girls like me can dream and, of course, work their tails off to be incredible athletes. I know that sports have the potential to play incredibly formative roles in young children's lives, and everyone, yes, everyone, deserves the opportunity to pursue that. But the reality is that that is only possible for everyone, no matter their sex, if we preserve the integrity of the women's category. That men's volleyball net that's over 7 inches higher, that's not because of personality traits or identification or anything other than biological facts. And because we've ignored these simple facts, men have stolen over 1,900 gold medals from women in the United States. And you have an opportunity to do something about it. So I urge you, of course, on behalf of CWA and female athletes, please pass SB 215 and keep women's sports for women only. I'll keep it there because I know that we're low on time, but I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, Ms. Petty. There's no one left to ask questions other than myself and Senator Richardson. Did you have anything?
No, but I thank you for your testimony, and we're leaving time for public testimony. So, but I really appreciate you taking time to be online and to share your story. Thank you.
Well, thank you all, and I again appreciate the committee's consideration of the bill.
Last thing, I don't know if Tom Newberg is still here or not, still online or not.
Is